Race day would definitely be some eggs, probably 3 eggs.
One egg yolk has the same amount of cholesterol as 2, count them, 2 Burger King Whoppers with the cheese, all right? 212 milligrams of dietary cholesterol in 1 egg yolk.
And had some eggs and a lot of coffee.
Well, how about eggs, Doc? But the truth is, I wouldn't put them on the healthy list by a long shot. The yolk of a hen's egg is the most concentrated glom of fat and cholesterol on the planet. It's made to run a baby chicken for 21 days with no outside energy. It is pure fat that floods through your system, not doing great things for your arteries or your inflammatory states. And the white has a lot of molecules called choline in it, and choline will spawn bacteria down your gut that will turn that choline into stuff called trimethylamine with the help of your liver that drives cholesterol into your artery walls. There's nothing I can see that's healthy about eggs. I haven't eaten them for 35 years and suffered no health deficit from them.
Breakfast was egg, sausage.
As soon as you drop dairy and also stay off the meat, I find the recovery regarding the stresses of training is actually better.
Normally on race day breakfast, for me, I would go to Whole Foods and load up on some eggs, bacon, avocado, and yogurt maybe. I try to pile
hash browns, eggs, and bacon kind of guy. I'll eat that 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So it's pretty basic, simple, the American breakfast.
Egg yolk, and then the egg white. What's wrong with the egg white? Animal protein. Animal protein. Let's do a little review. Animal protein inflames our arteries. Animal protein leaches calcium from our bones. Animal protein accelerates the growth of everything, including tumors and cancers. And animal protein raises cholesterol levels, okay? Now we're moving on to dairy. I think we've covered most of the flesh that's out there, right? So just as a little review, know that any piece of meat, whether it wiggles a fin, whether it flaps a wing, whether it paws a hoof, anything that has muscle has the building blocks that promote disease. Are we clear on that?
Yes, sir.
Hash browns, eggs, and bacon with some toast.
We had egg white omelet with turkey sausage, avocado.
Well, getting the most out of your nutrition is critical. The science behind it for me is key, and there's been some huge progression. I don't believe in dairy. I think that's not a good thing, so I steer my athletes away from dairy and red meat. I don't believe from my background and my experience that we do well, and especially as athletes, with red meat and dairy. So those are the biggest changes that I do to their diet.
Some eggs, some turkey bacon.
Just some eggs and some toast and a little coffee in the morning.
If you look at a piece of meat, well, the amount of saturated fat, the amount of cholesterol, and then they say, oh, it's got some iron in it. Well, if you compare it to a bowl of broccoli, way more iron and way more nutrient value. So I think it's more just getting educated about really what is in this product that we're actually putting in our mouth, and understanding now just alone the way that the body has to dispose of it will take longer, harder on the system. Now you're adding all the training into that, you're just compounding a lot of work for the body, and there again it goes back to how important recovery is. I feel the overall sluggishness of how when you ask them how they feel in the mornings, how do you feel? No, not too bad. Yes, am I tight? Am I sore? Is it? And then you can relate, okay, that's come from the strength training, that's come from the motorcycle, but just the overall feeling of once you actually cleanse the body of half of this so-called, which I call pure junk, so that the system can actually run better and the way it should be. And that is critical for obviously athletes. I think, like I said, it's more important for an athlete than almost the average person, because they're relying on that, and I do feel they are dealing with a lot more stresses. So, good nutrient value, and that's all I tell them is whenever you look at the plate in front of you, try and find the nutrient value in what you're eating. There again, I find there's a lot more nutrient value in plant-based than our typical mass-produced food that's out there.